Hey, welcome back to Generation X or Gen X, as I like to call it. Welcome back to my station. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We're going to do a quick recap again of this show that keeps pulling me back. I promise I'm going to do some other shows because I really kind of getting tired of doing this show. But every time I try to do something else happens. It's probably one of the most popular shows out here on YouTube. So I like to give my take from a Gen X point of view. I look at it from different angles. This is all in my opinion, alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Today, I'm going to go over, what is that young lady's name? Trisha. I'm going to talk about Trisha and Ken and Marquez, that whole mixed up relationship they got over there. Because I hear a lot of people talk about it, and I try to look at it from a different angle, and it's something real unique. And I think some people are missing some of the different angles of how this show is playing out. Not just the Trisha thing, but some similarities I'm gonna point out to you guys, and hopefully you understand or see what I'm talking about. So, without further ado, we're gonna look at this whole Trisha, Marquez, and Ken. Now, when I back on the girls' trip, Trisha made it known that she didn't care for the whole situation with Sonny, Moses, and Destiny and how it all took place, and that they were friends, and she didn't, particularly care for Sonny because of that. I'm assuming she's, taking a little side with Destiny. From what I can gather, Trisha, I don't know if she actually hear the words that are coming out of her mouth, or is she just what we like to call unaware of her own situation, because you are so similar to Destiny. It's not even funny. And I'm not going to get too deep into it because a lot of people have talked about it, but I'm going to get into another angle. But it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black, as old folks say. You in a situation with two men, one that you're married to. Whereas Moses was in a situation with two women and one of them that he's married to. Okay? Moses still, in my opinion, has a little bit of love for Destiny, based on the conversations the men had out there in that field the other day when he said, who the side chick would be. He didn't say I ain't messing with Destiny at all. But I understand exactly what he meant. Marquez is your husband, and you have not let him go yet. Y'all just filing for divorce. I think you still kind of in love with him, since according to y'all been together since y'all were 16, 17 years old. That love just don't die overnight because y'all started out as high school sweethearts. So you're in the same exact boat as Sonny, and you have the mitigated gall, I just don't get it, to say that you don't like the way it went down. I am totally confused. You are a woman who's married, pending a divorce, and engaged but not engaged to another man. Whereas Sonny is a woman who's married to a man and his ex can't let that person go. So Ken and Destiny are one of the same. You and I'm sorry, Sonny and Marquez is one of the same, and you and Moses is one of the same. I don't understand how you don't get that. Marquez is married to you, Sonny is married to Moses. Ken is dating you, Destiny is dating or was still in still in love with Moses. I don't know. She's really upset about Moses, and I just don't understand that either. I mean, she had a whole husband. I didn't see her fight that hard for him, but that's a whole nother topic somebody else can talk about. My problem with you is you sitting here upset with Sonny. Just to mitigate the gall of you to be upset with Sonny. Why are you upset with Sonny? She is the wife. But yet you don't want Marquez to be upset with Ken for coming in and talking to his wife, which is you. Taking over his family, quote unquote, his children, quote unquote. You allowing a man to do all of that. Come in and take another man's family and children which again, I understand he somewhat left them when he went to Georgia. I don't know why. But you're going to get mad at Sonny? And I get it, Ken and Marquez probably wasn't friends, didn't know each other. But don't sit here and get all acting like you know, what Sonny's doing is beneath you when you're doing is pretty much almost similar. Let's just keep it real. Okay? And then the lie. Oh my God. Whew. Another thing. You kind of remind me, as I said before, me on Potomac. You lie. Trisha, I promise you, I would never believe anything you say. I side eye you, and I probably wouldn't believe you as far as I can see. The minute you out of my sight, I probably wouldn't believe anything that you say after that. You are somewhat of, you don't think the lies that you saying are doing that much damage because you're trying to cover your butt. So you figure like, I'll just do one of those little white lie type things. Nothing big, nobody will notice. Just to cover me. And then to sit at that table and admit to the people, oh yeah, I didn't exactly tell the whole story because of the way y'all was making it. Why didn't you just tell the whole story then? So everybody was trying to create a storyline. You trying to create a storyline to stay relevant and it's falling flat. Okay, so you said, according to your storyline, well, I met Martell. We went to his house. We wanted to discuss some training. He slid in my DM. I went to his house. We discussed some training, went over some dates and whatever. And then I left. He was very polite and respectful. Nothing happened. It's totally opposite to what Martell said. According to Martell, he seen you in the gym once. He slid in your DMs. You came to his house. Y'all chilled and watched TV. But at the time, you didn't look the way you look now, so you really wasn't his type. So after y'all watched TV, you had a couple little conversations and then you left. That is totally different than I went to his house to discuss training and then I left. It's like you skipped about 4 or 5 other things that happened in between. I don't know if you and Martell got down or not, ain't my business. But just be honest. This your first season on the show and you coming in there already a hot mess, a wreck. And that's going to make people not draw themselves to you. Okay, if you want to build that fan base and stay on the show and people support you on the show, fine. Because apparently, from what I'm gathering, you and Ken seemed like y'all were brought in to kind of replace Stormy. Stormy knew she was exiting and probably was planning her exit and said, let me give a friend of mine an opportunity. And that's probably why she brought you in. But you came in on the wrong foot, just like Destiny. If you ain't learned, no, you should have went back and watched season 1, season 2 when Destiny walked in on the scene with her nasty attitude and nasty disposition. Again, I don't have anything against Destiny. I don't like her. And everything I say is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. I have anything against her. I just didn't like the character that I seen on the screen. She came in just nasty from day one. Wouldn't say anything, quiet, snapping off on everybody. And her fan base just didn't cling to that. They didn't build to that. They don't like we don't like mean girls. And that's kind of what y'all portrayed. And that's where Sunny suffered. She came in, she was quiet or whatever. I mean, not Sunny, I'm sorry, Stormy. She came in a little quiet. And then she kind of became a mean girl and her mama didn't help her. And I like Stormy. But it was just the way she was portrayed on screen. And then Sunny came in. The first couple of, initially they did not like Sunny because Sunny was talking mad stuff about, I got him, he's mine, this, that, and the third. But as the story unfolded and found out Destiny wasn't actually truthful on some of the timelines and events, and then Sunny actually kind of won some of the people over because she was transparent. She wasn't making up stories. She was telling the truth. She was giving her real life like some people on the show haven't done since season 1. And Stormy's starting to build her base that actually kind of rocks with her, even though it didn't start off good. So you could turn it around, Trish. But first of all, you got to stop disrespecting your husband. Work through the divorce. Nobody cares. It happens. You got to shut Ken ass up. Oh my God, you got to shut him up. He's not helping your cause at all. And if you think I'm lying, look how Wanda destroyed Letitia's brand. Not brand, But I'm just saying the fan base she could have had, because honestly, the first season going forward, we loved Letitia. I still like Letitia. I never changed because I don't take this stuff, personally. But a lot of people started disliking Letitia, and a lot of it because what was coming out of her mother's mouth. So if you don't do anything else, Trisha, tell the truth. Good Lord, it ain't that freaking hard. Okay, just tell the truth. It's not going to be, you're not going to be well received on the show, and eventually the fans are going to walk away. Tell the freaking truth. Next up, we're going to talk about the similarities that I see in some of the, you know what, I'm going to go back to telling the truth. I got to shout out Maurice and Marceau back in that park, the conversations that they had. Because Marceau said it very clearly. Ken has a fiance that's married. And she doesn't know if she wants to marry you or get engaged or whatever. He said it very clearly. Like I said, I love Marceau because Marceau, if he don't do nothing else, he will speak his truth. Now, he may not let you know everything going on in his life, but he will say what exactly is on his mind. And he makes a lot of sense a lot of times. A lot of people don't care for him. I always thought Marceau was a cool dude. Maurice shocked me because Maurice came out and he basically said, he believes that Ken loves Trisha more than Trisha loves Ken. Because if she really loved Ken, she would already let all of that go and went off with Ken. But she's holding on for a reason, because it may still be a little bit of love left in there. And I actually believe what Maurice said. So I'm going to give Maurice and Marceau some credit there, because they actually sat in that park and did those confessionals and talked amongst the men, and they made sense. They probably were the two people that day that made more sense than anybody else in that park. So I got to give them their credit. And that is something to think about. And if I was Ken, I hope he sucked that information in, but he is so smitten by Trisha, he'll believe anything she say. I don't know what went wrong in Ken's life as a man, but the disrespect level that he's portraying right now, it's just really, really out of line. So with that being said, Trisha reminds me of Mia, as I said before. Mia be lying. Trish be lying all day, but she lied with a straight face, looking dead at us. That's the scary part. Anybody, our parents told us, Gen Xers, back in the day when we was little, our parents say, hey, nobody likes a liar or a thief. But if you could lie to me with a straight face, that's dangerous. That's what we was taught. That's what Gen X was taught. Anybody that lie to you with a straight face is dangerous. Never trust them. And you lied on looking in that camera several times since you've been on this show. So you're not very trustworthy as far as I'm concerned. Good luck to you. But as I stated before, you're kind of the pot calling the kettle black, because your situation ain't too much different than Sonny. So lay off Sonny. But you want to go and align yourself with Destiny and the rest of the crew, because those are popular girls and that's who you want to be with so you can stay on the show. They popular. Okay. But they the same ones crying about somebody fans harassing them. Where are their fans at? I ain't saying they don't have any, but apparently the other side got a little bit more. And I ain't saying you got to go to one side or another. Again, I ain't got a dog in this fight, but that's just something to think about. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic. And the similarities, that I was discussing. It's just something about the way the Sonny, the Moses, and the Destiny situation kind of reminds me of, let's see, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia, Simon, and Fallon, whatever her name is. It don't look a little odd to you? See, because Fallon was married to Simon. Destiny was dating Moses. So these were, and she was friends with Portia or associates with Portia. And Destiny was associates with Sonny. Somehow or another, Portia took Simon. Somehow or another, Sonny took Moses. You see where it's going with this? Does it seem like we're trying to get a storyline similar to the Housewives franchise? Because it's just almost the same to me. And I know there's subtle differences, but think about it. Portia and Falon was, I guess, associates, as they say. I remember her going to the house and big old pool, and Simon was out there feeding them food, licking his lips at Portia. And then Destiny and, according to Sonny, were somewhat associates. Then all of a sudden, Phylon and Destiny both seem to have lost their men to women that they were associates with. And guess what? The difference is one is the Housewife franchise and one is Love and Marriage Huntsville. But the storylines are so similar. So I'm wondering, is this the direction of this show, Huntsville? Is this going toward if we're trying to create a Housewives franchise out of Huntsville? Because see, Huntsville was supposed to be about Black excellence. Black business people in the small Alabama town of Huntsville, who's going to show you how they persevered and went to college and got degrees and opened up businesses. It had nothing to do with, the Housewives. The Housewives franchise was rich women who lived these extravagant lives and took beautiful trips and, rode around in Rolls Royces and Maybachs and Bentleys and wore Gucci down to the socks. That was the Housewives franchise and through charity events and vacation. But I see the relationships are so similar. And if that don't ruffle your feathers, here's another one that looks similar. So we got Ken, Trisha, and Marquez. Does that not remind you of Ink, Mia, and Gordon? G, Gordon, whatever they call him. Doesn't look the same? Let's look at it. Trisha's married, Mia's married. Okay, Marquez is there, Gordon is there. Both of them divorcing their wives, or pending divorce or going through divorces. And then you have the side dudes already in the picture. Ink and Ken. Does that not look the same to you? Housewives franchise. It's a lot of similarity there, but I'm going to digress. I'm not saying somebody's copying or stealing some of the storylines or some of the things that housewives do, but it looks too close for comfort to me. Because the housewives, once again, their franchise is built on luxury. Living these lives that only we wish we can live. Nannies, private schools, private jets, spending thousands of dollars at the Gucci store, Louis Vuitton, and, wearing red bottom shoes and going to all the high-end charities and, belonging to the most private clubs and traveling the world. That's what housewives are about. But they also have lives. And the difference is on the Housewives franchise, they show us their life. They show us as much as they can. Let's just say that. We know more about them than probably ever knew about some of the Huntsville characters. And the ones who didn't spill the beans, i.e. Robin, she ain't there no more. Because if you don't give up the juice, they get rid of you over there at the Housewives. You better bring something. You can't just sit around there collecting a check and not telling us nothing about yourself. Because they get paid a good grip to tell their lives. That's why people are willing to go over there and tell their lives. So I say this to say, from what I can see, the direction of the show is going more housewives than it's actually going Black excellence. Even though there's a bunch of quote unquote millionaires or close to millionaires on the show, or people who striving to be multimillionaires. It's supposed to be about Black excellence. We're supposed to see all these businesses opening up and franchises opening up and different adventures that they're taking to get their stuff off the ground, from real estate to selling makeup to selling body scrubs and body butter and candles and blankets, whatever, t-shirts, whatever it is they're selling. They're creating their generational wealth for their families. They're building houses. They're building motels or hotels. They're building apartment complexes. They're building strip malls and plazas. That's what it's supposed to be about. Revitalizing the city they live in. But I'm just looking at it saying, is this kind of going toward another Housewives franchise? Because the storylines is just too similar to me. Mm, just my take on it. So going back to the direction of the show, you have your original cast members on the show. Uh, and hopefully they'll continue to carry the show. We don't know what the future's going to hold. We know Stormy's gone. Good luck to her. I wish her the best. Again, don't hate anybody. Everything I said is alleged, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only. But it seems like to me, the producer of the show is trying to, or in a way, bring the Scots out just a little bit more in the forefront and kind of make them the face of the show and kind of push some of the other people back who used to be the face of the show because the storylines are getting maybe too toxic. So I don't see Martell as much as I used to. And I know they're trying their best to get rid of Melanie, but I don't think, well, I won't say trying their best. I think people are thinking she grew out of the show, or they want her off the show, or whatever. But I'll say this again and again: if you move Melanie off the show, it probably gonna tank. First of all, I don't think Trish will draw the audience needed. Again, the Fletchers, I think they'll be okay. They may keep some people interested if they show more about their family. The Scots, I think it's just solidified. Either people like them or they don't. I don't think nobody's mind is going to change. Again, I personally like the Scots. I don't have anything against them. Maurice and Kimmy, they don't really give me a lot, and I can live with or without them. But I like Letitia and I like Marceau, and I will continue to say that. So here's what it looks like as far as I'm concerned. You got Trisha, Ken, and Marquez, who's I'm assuming their storyline is to replace Stormy and Courtney. I don't think their characters are strong enough to do that. Looking at what goes on with them, it's just Stormy and Courtney wasn't messy. Okay, I need to see Trisha in the gym more with her clients. I need to see Ken. I don't even know what Ken do. Yeah, whatever Marquez do, I just need to see y'all doing whatever it is that brings y'all income, because I don't see it. You got Sunny, Destiny, and Moses. If Sunny and Moses is right now on vacation, per se. If Sunny decides not to come back, where does that leave Destiny? Where's her storyline? She doesn't have Stormy to cling on to. So now she's going to run over to Martell, Nell, or the Scots and hang out with them. So where does that leave her? So I don't even see a need for her to be on the show anymore, unless she's going to show me her multi-billion-dollar business that she's building. I don't know. So with that being said, you have Nell and Chris. They seem like they would just continue to be the mediators on the show. They just gonna, whoever comes to them with an issue, they'll try to solve it. Hopefully Nell will solve it quietly, because Nell loves to shout and go off on people. And that's just who she is. I'm not holding that against her. Nell she go in when she needs to go in, okay? And then when she needs to pull back, she pull back. But she's still gonna scream and shout at you, because that's just how she talks. Then you have Kimmy and Maurice. They just kind of the backup second chair. Again, they need to show me more. Really not interested. And I'm saying this as a true fan. I'm not a fanatic fan. I'm not one of them passionate fans. I'm not going to be digging up court records. I'm not calling nobody's company. I don't care about all that. I'm just saying as a person who enjoyed watching the show. I talk about it with people who also enjoy the show. We don't get that deep into personal lives because, again, I only discuss what you show me on air. I'm not digging up anything else. I don't care where your skeletons are buried. They're buried for a reason. Got nothing to do with me. Okay? And last but not least, not last but not least, but Marceau and Letitia. That's who's going to be the face of the show. Or that's who they're trying to give the face of the show to. Nothing wrong with it. Again, don't hate them. I just don't know if they're going to draw the people in. There's just too much history. So we try to bring the toxicity down just a little bit. Now I know some of these people be out here on these YouTube streets going in. I don't operate like that. Again, I don't know these people. And I just hope whatever I say, people hear it and take it to heart and maybe think about it differently. I don't hate them. Again, I can't hate people I don't know. They have done nothing to me personally. I can only judge you by what you show me on screen. So when I do my commentary, it's about what comes off that screen for me. So it seems like you guys are trying to be the face of the show. Good luck. Have at it. I don't, I think you guys would do okay, but I don't know if it'll be the draw that you're looking for. So that leaves the last two, Martell and, Martell and Destiny and, not Destiny, Martell and Melanie. Okay? Can they remain on the show considering their situation? They can't film together. I know that has to get odd for the people on the show. So that's a distraction. I don't think Mel's going to walk away from a show that she helped create, regardless of what people think. She helped create the show. Okay? So she is a producer. It's her choice. But let's just say she decides this is not for me anymore. I'm going to move on. I got bigger and better things. Do you think Martell would really try to bring Ariane on the show? Because Ariane thinks she's a celebrity. She has her Instagram like a public figure. I mean, you're the most popular side piece in America? I'm confused. I thought Kirk Frost's baby mama had that, Jasmine. But y'all in probably, I don't know, maybe y'all in a race for that. I don't know. But I don't know what you're famous for because you don't really do much. I mean, what's your business? What are you famous for? I mean, outside of being a side chick, what else do you bring to the table? As I said, outside of being a side chick and talking to yourself in third person on YouTube or when you go live, because she's doing this and she's doing that and she's moving effortlessly, whatever you say. I mean, outside of talking to yourself in third person and being a popular side chick / baby mama, what is your real thing? I know you got Aries boutique or whatever, but nobody buying them Temu clothes. You're not making thousands of dollars off of that. So let's just keep that real. Like you say you're going to write a book about what? You pretty much told us everything you've done. Okay? You're going to do a cooking channel. I probably wouldn't look at any food you make or try to go cook it or eat it. I don't think that's going to hit like you want it to either. Now you have a lot of followers and stuff, but think about that. Like find something concrete and stick to it. If you want to learn how to do real estate, go down there and get a real estate license. I don't know who down there will buy a house from you once they realize who you are, but what the hell? I personally wouldn't trust you. You and Trisha you would not be invited to the cookout. And it ain't about being jealous because you fine. It's about you don't have any morals. It's about you don't have any, what we call it, empathy for other women. So you couldn't come there. Because if you're there and somebody's sitting there winking at you and that's somebody else's husband, you would probably respond. And you would think it's cute. Well, he linked at me, so he didn't mean he wanted. It doesn't matter. Men gonna be men. You got to be a woman and say, no, it don't work like that, bro. Find somebody else, bro. I ain't the one. But y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all take it and go. And I'm not saying so much Trisha, but the other girl, Ariane, yeah. You probably couldn't come to any cookouts. And not that I would think you would take my husband. I just wouldn't want you to be around friends of mine or family members of mine, spouses, because you're very disrespectful. You don't know how to keep your mouth shut. That's half your problem. Keep your mouth shut. God, we get tired of hearing you talk. Every time Melanie do something, the centers around me. Don't nobody care about you. Melanie never brings your name up. If you really listen to the conversation, they bring you up. She don't. So stop saying Mel using it as a storyline and maybe say the cast members are. Because Mel don't owe you shit. And that's real talk. She don't owe you shit. Or Martell. She don't owe y'all a damn thing. So where does that leave Martell if Melanie leaves? Where does that leave Destiny if Melanie leaves? Who you going to talk about then? There's no storyline for you. But you need to stop making her your storyline. So, with that being said, find something else to do. And if they bring in any shape, form, or fashion, try to bring her on the show thinking it's going to, spike ratings, everybody's going to want to see, they will black it out. Now, they will talk about it on YouTube. Somebody will videotape it, have a watch party, but you won't get the ratings for it. And I'm a long time fan since day one. And I will tell you, if I see her on the show, I am checked out because it's disrespectful and it's rude. And we need to stop rewarding freaking bad behavior. Because she's in that generation that thinks I'm here and everybody else got to revolve around me. She thinks she's entitled to some shit because she slept with a married man. Not good. And see, that's where I see the storyline from Love and Marriage, not Love and Marriage, Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta. Because Kurt Frost and Rashida decided to bring the baby mama on their show. Made it a storyline. Now, it could have been an agreement like, hey, if we bring you on the show, will you not put his own child support because you'll get your own check? I don't know. So now we flipping back to Huntsville. And now you're trying to maybe try to slide her into the show because that's Martell's new family, trying to throw that out there. So is this about Black excellence, or are we doing Love and Hip Hop / Housewives Franchise? Because we thought it'd be different from those two. See, that's where I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, we're going to do like Love and Hip Hop and bring on the mistress, just for some ratings. The difference is Love and Hip Hop was already established. Kurt and Rashida already had their fan base. It's been on a long time, so people was going to watch. See, on Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's been on a while. And people have their fan base established. That's true. But if you bring that lady on the show, they're going to stop watching the show, but they'll still support the people they like, but they just won't turn on. Because nobody wants to see that. No matter how hard Martell tries to convince somebody, no matter how hard they gather together to get Mel off the show, nobody wants to see that. Okay? Because the side chick on Love and Hip Hop, she didn't cause a divorce. Now, she may have caused some riffraff in the group, but for whatever reason, Rashida chose to stay. So it didn't destroy her family. The difference is, on the other show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, it did destroy the family. And that's why people won't watch it. Nobody wants to see her. She self-proclaims herself as a public figure. She self-proclaims herself as a celebrity. Maybe she is in her own mind. This America now, you can be whatever you want to be. But she's not a celebrity enough for us to tune in. I could tell you that. Not real fans of the show. And I ain't talking about the fanatic fans. I ain't talking about the people on there fighting each other on YouTube. No, I ain't talking about those people. Because that's, in my opinion, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't want no parts of it. I ain't got a dog in that fight. But I see it. I hear it. Because see, as a Gen Xer, we speak truth and logic. And we understand everybody has their own opinion. Everybody grew up with different value systems and different type of communities, different type of backgrounds. So we don't all fit in the same bowl. I don't expect you to think like me, and it's okay. It's okay if you don't. Just like I didn't even watch all of it, but apparently the interview you did with Destiny and Latrice from the Bell Collective, when she refused to say that she would tell her fans to stop. And y'all kept pushing it on her. I don't know, asking her the questions over and over again. She don't have to agree with what you agreed to. And you guys were still okay and continue to interview. And that's how it should be. So everybody get too deep into the show. And the show is for entertainment. It's to laugh and, sit back. It's like a soap opera. Let's see what's going to happen next week type stuff. It's not getting that good feel anymore. So I'm saying this to say, keep the show what it was about, Black excellence. It's okay to have some good storylines in there. We all like that. We brung in some of the parents, Miss Wanda, Miss Betty. They're not Mama D. They're not Jim Jones' mama. They're not Frankie. They did not take that torch and ran with it and make them likable. People love Mama D. Mama D talk cash shit all the time, but we still like her because we know she real. And what she don't do is she don't disrespect none of her co-workers, castmates, whatever you want to call them. She don't disrespect them. She may have disagreement with them, but she don't disrespect them. She ain't all over the place blasting them out. So, I mean, I see some of the comparisons, and it's just in my mind, and my mind thinks differently. I'm a logical thinker. I see the comparisons. I see kind of where the storylines are going. I can see through the background what we're trying to do. In those same shows that I just discussed, they had to revamp. They had to get rid of some people. Nene Leakes is no longer on Atlanta, and it's still going. They had to revamp. They broke up New York and revamped. Here in New Jersey, it's getting revamped. And, another one, I don't know if it was the OC or Beverly Hills, revamped. So they do revamp them. And I think you're probably revamping and trying to make the Scots the center now. And that's fine. Don't hate the Scots. It's just if they're going to be the center, then they need to open up more about their lives. They need to bring us in and make us like them more. Again, I like Letitia and I like Marceau. I will continue to say that. But Kimmy and Maurice, they gotta open up, or it's not gonna go well. Because nobody gives a crap about Trisha. They don't believe nothing coming out of her mouth. We over Destiny and Moses, and Sonny may or may not be back. And Nell Fletcher and Chris Fletcher, they got a dynamic family that can really, really keep some of the drama going on the show that people like to see, some extra stuff. But if the Scott's gonna lead, then they gotta be transparent with everything. And I will say Marceau tries to be, they got to be transparent. And you got to keep Miss Wanda at hand's length. Got to control her. And y'all can't control Miss Wanda. Got to control her. Because once you call somebody else's child the B word, the H word, and all that stuff, it's a done deal. It's for me, it's a close. There's nothing else to say. Case closed for me. There's no coming back from that because it didn't have to go there. Talking about the children, who the dad, didn't have to go there. So the direction of this show is going to be very, very interesting. So look at what I just said. Kind of suck it, take it in a little bit. How it looks a little like the Real Housewives mixed in with a little love and hip hop. And it kind of moved away from the Black excellence that we keep hearing Black excellence, and I'm looking for it. But I keep finding love and hip hop in the Housewives. So let's get away from that and bring us some Black excellence. I'm sure they, maybe have some uncut films of the NAACP award that they want to. That's what we like to see. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of mess in between that. But we got to stop with all the other stuff. All right. I think I done ran out of stuff to say at this point. This show is really getting under my skin. And I don't mean it in a way that I ain't delusional or anything like that, but I just want people to do better. I want to succeed. I fight for my people all the time. I love my people. And, but I live in a world, or I come from a generation where you can still call people out and be cool with them. And that's what I try to do. I don't hate any of these people on the show. I'm going to call you out and still be cool with you at the same time. But I just could not get past the hypocrisy of Trisha not liking Sonny or having an issue with Sonny when your situation ain't too much damn different than what she in. Trisha, look in the mirror. You and Ken, look in the damn mirror before you go telling somebody else, I didn't like the way this went down. Stop jumping on bandwagons, riding on with people because you think they're going to help you. And look in the freaking mirror. And you really, really owe Sonny an apology because you ain't too far different than her. All right. And with that being said, everything I just said is alleged in my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. If you like my commentary, please just like the channel. I ain't asking for no money or anything. Subscribe and like. That's all I'm asking for. Share my video if you want. Pass it on. I'm starting to think some people getting some comments off of me because I didn't heard some stuff I said. But we could be thinking alike. I don't know. But again, I don't care either. I ain't here to fight nobody. We got bigger fights going on in this world in the next 4 years. Some of us are literally going to be fighting for our lives. So, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And again, I'm signing off from Gen X Nation. And next time I come on, maybe I'll do another letter or two to see who wants to write Dear Gen X and want me to respond. We'll see. Hopefully, it's not another love and marriage Huntsville thing. I really need to take a break from that, and I'll look at some other shows. I personally like 90 Day Fiance. I watch Love After Lockup, Love and Hip Hop. I watch the Housewives Franchise. I might do one on Salt Lake City. I like them too. I only watched two. I watched Salt Lake, well, three: Atlanta, Salt Lake City, and Potomac. I don't mess with the rest of them. So, with that being said, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm trying to change my content up a little bit. I did want to do a little bit more political stuff, but whew, it's going to be a rough next couple of years. I'm just going to say that. And for everybody who, you got out there, I hope you, got what you wanted, regardless of who you voted for. We all going to have to deal with it. All right. And again, subscribe to the channel, like, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for listening. Bye.